What's poppin', peeps? Welcome back to another video, and we got a different one lined up for all you guys. I'm diving my toes into like different content, so if you guys like this kind of content, please feel free to let me know. But today I'm gonna be going over some of my favorite tracks that have been dropped in 2024 so far, all the way up until now, or at the beginning of the year, up until the time that I have recorded this. But before we get into it, I need to stress this. This isn't an objective list. This is my personal favorites. So if you don't agree, or maybe you thought some other certain songs needed to be on here, that's perfectly okay, right? There's some songs other people like more than others, and it's perfectly all right if we don't agree. This is just my personal opinion as somebody who reacts to smaller and larger nerdcore artists alike. I feel like I got a huge range of songs that I can cover. So I got 5 songs that I want to highlight, and then along with some honorable mentions that we're going to be getting into. So with that being said, we're going to start, and these are all in no particular order except for the last one. The number 1 slot. I feel like it's my favorite song of the year, but the rest of these, no particular order. So we're gonna start off number 5, "Let Me Go" by Jonald. In a world on fire, you were the only one that I called home, but now I'm the lighter. Now the almost like the emotional weight of this track alone, I feel like, is enough to put the track on the list. I feel like Jonald does a very good job at like capturing that complicated love story between Aaron and Mikasa, but also does a very good job of like generalizing it to the point where like almost anybody who listens to it can kind of get that gist, and kind of feel that emotion too, and they can kind of connect with it as well. And I feel like Jonald does a very good job just as an artist being able to like reference whatever the point is and making it general so like anybody can relate to it. And this track is no different. I feel like just like the emotional weight behind this is just absolutely beautifully done, and everything from the vocal performance to the beautiful piano to the instrumental to just the big final grand kind of last little bit to end the song off. Just everything about this can kind of just captures that like emotional essence perfectly. And I'm not gonna even lie, I'd be lying if I said that it didn't bring a tear to my eye, because it's just like this song is just so beautifully done. Jonald, like I said, is top tier. Every track that he's gonna do is gonna sound like an absolute banger, and I felt like it would be not right of me to put this on one of my favorite songs. Now, this is a song that is just like I have to be in like in a certain mindset to play. It's not gonna be a song that gets a lot of listens from me, but it's just like if I'm ever needing one of those, like, you all know those like times where I just like I want to listen to some like sad emotional stuff, this is gonna be on the top of that list for sure. So shout out to Jonald, this dope track from him. Number 4, "Hold Up" by Miracle and Ayo, That's Mari. I'm stopping, it's time to see you, and if I survive, I wonder will I be your man. I live as an edge runner, got a baddie, she came as a headhunter, got another we made out, she trying to do business, she pulling the strings to straight cut it like damn. Now with this one, I was kind of skeptical of putting this one on the list because at the time of this recording, it's only been out for like 2 weeks. And I didn't want it to be like a case of like recency bias of it being out recently and stuff like that. But in those 2 weeks alone, it's probably one of my most played songs already this year. Just off these 2 weeks alone, it's getting constant repeats and constant just replays from me, and very well deserved. I feel like Miracle and Ayo, That's Mari, two newer artists in the scene, looking to make a name for themselves as artists, and they hit it out of the park with this one. Both of them kind of did their thing with both Mari and Miracle's verse. It's just like I said, the fact that this has already gotten one of my most played songs of the year should speak for itself. And it's just like if you haven't listened to this, I highly recommend you at least go check it out. Both of these guys, like I said, are newer artists. But it's just like with the mixture, like they both came in with sick flows, the hook catchy. It's gonna be one that's gonna get stuck in your head, and it's gonna have that like earworm to it, and you're just not gonna be able to help but just kind of like sing along to it. And then even the verses got like some punches and references to cyberpunk, which is obviously what the track is like themed around. So if you're like big into cyberpunk, it'd be perfect for you. And there's even a little bit of like singing vocals in there. This track honestly has a little bit of everything that I feel like something in the song checks a box for everybody. So if like you weren't a fan of, say, the flows, you might like the singing. It's just like I feel like there's something here for everybody to like enjoy. And in my opinion, I feel like these two hit a grand slam with this one, and I definitely think that you guys should be keeping an eye on these two going forward. But everything about this track it's just beautifully well done, and for artists of these guys' statures, them being like brand new, I'm not gonna say brand new, they've been doing music for a little bit, but just still being on like the newer side, them making a quality song like this, as I feel like it resonated with a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people running this song up and showing it love, and a lot of people discovering these guys because of this song. I feel like that's just a testament to the talent that these two show. So I definitely feel like after the song, these two are definitely gonna need to be two that you guys keep an eye on going forward, that I can see making ripples within the community. So shout out to Miracle and Mari. But number 3, we got Outlier by Wolf Boy.
I know life's not a love song. All you hear is sour notes. Write a chorus of blood loss. Get the words stuck in your throat.
Now with this track, I solely put this track on here for the sole reason that I've kind of been an outlier and lonely my whole life. Now, but for real, in my opinion, this is easily, without a doubt, Wolf Boy's best track, by a mile. Out of all of the tracks that you see on this list, and the honorable mentions and all that, this one by far is my most played track in Nerdcore, period. This kind of fits my style of music perfectly. Where it's just like I love the rock elements, the metal elements, and just the overall vocal performance from Wolf Boy 2 is beautifully done. And just like everything in terms of like the structure of the hook, catchy, the production was fire, captured that like that rock and metal, because it's a metal song, but it captures it perfectly. It's the instrumental's catchy. Like I said, the vocal performance from Wolf Boy is fantastic. They did a very good job, kind of showing that the range in vocals that I don't think in previous songs we really, had a lot to see from. Like, I know Wolf Boy is a very talented artist, but I feel like this one really showcases his skills very well, and it turned out well because of it. And just everything about this track I love. But I will say, and if Wolf Boy, if you're watching this, if I don't see this track performed once in my lifetime, before my time on Earth has come to an end, I'm gonna be mad upset, because this song is definitely one of those songs that I feel like if performed live could definitely bring out energy and kind of just be just a banger track in a live setting, like at an NPC or just like a local concerts, conventions, whatever allows performers to get on stage. I feel like this would be one of those songs that it'd be a good like opening song to like set the tone of whatever set or whatever concert that you're a part of. So shout out to Wolf Boy. This was a banger song. Number 2, we got Into the Dark by Evoker featuring R Zeta and Austin. Now, before we get into like the song, I cannot emphasize enough how much people sleep on this dude Evoker. in my opinion, this dude has been on the run of a lifetime with music this year, with this track in particular kind of being the highlight. I kind of like the piece de resistance, if that makes sense. But on paper, seeing this combo of people on this track, I was kind of curious in how it was gonna sound, because I feel like a lot of these three, they kind of all have like their unique styles and flavors and stuff like that I didn't know if it was gonna mesh. I didn't know how it was gonna mesh when put onto a track, but these guys absolutely brought it with this one. All three of these dudes came to fucking play with this one, with the healthy combo of just punches and bars on the verses and evokers. Absolutely mind-boggling. I mean mind-boggling singing on the hook. Just playing out with this epic guitar solo from Austin. It is just like this just as a clip feels like cohesive and just kind of captures that kind of villainous, sinister, kind of just like the evilness of Sukuna, and the just like the vindictiveness of Sukuna, just like the overall tone of the track. And I feel like all three of these guys hopped on this with kind of like that something to prove, like a chip on their shoulder. And like I said, I feel like they smacked it out of the park. And obviously R Zeta being the engineer for this, like for the mix and master, you knew the track was going to come out sounding clean. It was going to come out sounding polished. And it's just this was just a good song. And I will say is Evoker, I know you're gonna see this. If I swear to God, if you don't start giving credit to the producers on your videos, I'm going to throw hands, because I need to know who produced this, because the production on this one is absolutely insane. Like I said, that kind of like rock rap kind of feel kind of captured that Sukuna feel, that villainous feel. And it all started with the instrumental, with like the organ playing and stuff like that. It just captures the vibe perfectly. And if you guys haven't go checked it out, I highly recommend you check it out. And check out Evoker too. Before we get into number one though, we gotta show off a bunch of honorable mentions. So you guys are gonna see just a small clip of some of the honorable mentions that I considered putting in here, that didn't quite make the list, but I feel like they still needed a little bit of a spotlight.
I'll keep it moving in the shadows, controlling the chaos in my mind. I'll keep it moving in the shadows, where fury and darkness intertwine. Bitch, I done told you, bitch, I done told you are not in my lane, only get in my way. Outside of your mind, bitch, out of your brain, you gotta be crazy. Bitch, I done told you. All the dollars in the quid, it's similar calamari. I just took a bitch to dinner, then did her until the morning. Made her jitter like winter. Her eyes are stormy. Made her way, made her way, I've been my peak. I've been racing, I haven't got no sleep. Tempo raising, making MOP. Heard that I'm loud, never turning it down. I've hit my peak. I've been racing, I haven't got no sleep. Tempo raising, making MOP. Heard that I'm loud, never turning it down. I've hit my. Don't know where I go or just who I am. Each and every time the outcome feels the same. When my soul has passed and I can find my way, the memory of you will bring me back again. Hey bitch, watch how I sauce now. I be the top dog, we be on top now. They want a shot at the throat, get shot down. Got it on lock now, look. I can't lie, man, none of you special. Can't lie, man, none of you special. I can't lie, man, none of you special. Can't lie, man, none of you special. Hollow purple, hollows hurt you. Not so merciful on a block or the ops gon' purge you. I'm so hurtful, bitches, it's not your circle. Blue eyes on it. Whoa, God, curse you on your way down. You deserve what's more. Yours on everything. Destroying everything tonight.
And number one, in my opinion, the best track and my favorite track of 2024 so far, 100% has got to be Fire Inside by Kaze featuring Suyo.
Holding on on to something major. Cold skin, the sun is our savior. Now we fight with broken sabers. Live life for stolen labors. Now why don't you give me a sign?
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really. I knew of Kaze beforehand, but this was like my first real time listening to a Kaze song that wasn't like a feature or anything like that. I feel like this is like my first introduction as like to Kaze on his own stuff, and let me tell you, the absolute performance on this one gave me goosebumps. The combination of Kaze and Suyo together, on top of 52 Blue's production, which 52 Blue as a producer is, I'd love him as a producer. He's easily one of my favorite producers in the scene. Just everything about this, it was so good. The emotion, the passion, and just like the tone that the Suyo and Kaze brought really made you feel like invested into what they were saying. It was so beautifully done. And like I said, I have a reaction to this song up on my YouTube. If you haven't watched it, go peep it. But you will literally see how this song left me speechless, and I had goosebumps. I couldn't formulate thoughts and words because just in real time listening to the song is so beautifully done, and it just has like moments of just like emotional storytelling, but at the same time, this is one of those things where I can feel like myself jamming out to like a rock concert. It has like a healthy blend of kind of like both those elements, and on top of that, Jonald and DPS on the mix and master. Like, are you crazy? Of course, you know that when anything that those guys touch, Jonald and DPS, it's gonna be banging. So of course, this track sounded well polished, well put together, because you would expect nothing less from Jonald and DPS. But overall, I'm gonna be so honest, if I could go back in time to re-listen to this song for the first time, I would in a heartbeat. This track literally checked all of my boxes and what I look for in a song, and I feel like just a lot of people, if you haven't, go tap in with Kaze, because he's one of those people where I feel like if given the proper tools and proper eyes on him, could absolutely just make a killing on YouTube, Nerdcore, and just as a musician. And I feel like Kaze should be getting a lot more love. He gets a lot of love, but I still feel like it's not enough. So I highly recommend you go check out this song. Go run it up. Go run up all these songs, guys. Go run up all these songs. All these songs are on this list, in my opinion, for a reason. And I wanted to do something because I know what people are gonna say. Like, oh, I copied this idea from Schwabity. Yes, this idea was inspired by Schwabity. But I feel like with the amount of nerdcore that I intake, like I said, from bigger, smaller artists, I feel like I have, and this is no disrespect to anybody who's ever done anything like this, but I feel like I have a wider range of stuff that I can go off of. And I'm not saying like people like Schwabity don't listen like smaller artists, but I want to be able to like showcase some of the bangers that come out of from some of the smaller artists, as well as some of the bigger artists. Like I said, some of the bigger artists make dope music on a consistent basis, but so do some of the smaller artists, in my opinion. So shout out to everybody who was on this list. You guys are all fucking killing it, and all you guys are killing it. I like I said, I listen to a lot of music, so if your favorite artist or yourself, if you're an artist watching this, you didn't make the list, it's nothing personal. I just kind of picked out my favorite tracks that I wanted to highlight that have come out this year. And like I said, if you're an artist who's listening to this, keep working, man. I would love to be able to say that I can add you to one of these like top my favorite tracks lists sometime in the future. I would love to be able to say that. Just keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, if you guys enjoy this kind of content, let me know what kind of style of videos like these do you want. I have a videos plan of like listing my top underrated artists in nerdcore, and doing like random nerdcore tier lists, not necessarily just like ranking them on skill, but just like random stuff, like putting nerdcore artists in tier lists based on if I think I could beat them in a fight, stuff like just random nerdcore related stuff. I want to try to like deep dive more out of like the reactions aren't going anywhere, but I want to dive into other types of content as well. Kind of make this like a nerdcore hub. So if you guys have any ideas, feel free to let me know down in the comments. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. There'll be a playlist of all these songs and some of my other favorite songs of this month, of this year. There will be a playlist down below in the description. Go run it up. There's all these songs you see on this list, and all the honorable mentions will all be on this list. I highly recommend you go check them out. Go show these guys love, and go run these up. And if you guys find a new favorite artist, let me know. I love finding out that I put people on to newer artists. So if you do find listen to one of these artists and you find their songs really good, let me know. I love hearing about it. But with that being said, guys, make sure you guys are staying safe, taking care of yourself. Tell a loved one that you love them. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Peace.
SOS, save our souls.